Well, here's J.K. Cole, the guy in the hoodie. He's permanently got an iPod, I should say, plugged into his ears. He's always pretending he's playing a piano, and he's been in a lot of Slow Horses episodes. I think the biggest appearances he had were when he freed Roddy Coe from the handcuffs that were linking him to an exercise machine, and when he killed that spy or assassin or whatever he was unarmed, chained to a radiator, and J.K. Cole just cold-bloodedly blew him away. Well, you find out his background in this book, Nobody Walks by Mick Herron. Now, I've read all the Slow Horses books, but this one got under the radar, and it's because it's not really an official part, I should say, of the Slough House or Slow Horses series. Here's the story. Number one, what you got to know is J.K. Cole is not the main character in Nobody Walks. The main character is a guy named Tom Bettany. Tom Bettany had been a Joe in Northern Ireland, and then for family reasons, he came back to London and he became a dog for Regent's Park. Then things happened and he retired completely from Regent's Park. And at the start of this book, he's working in a slaughterhouse someplace in France. He's more or less a derelict, although he's got this little job. And what happens is he finds out that his son is dead. He's committed suicide. Supposedly, it's linked some way or other to drugs. And Bettany goes back to London, where he's tried to stay away from it. He goes back to London, and he is determined to get to the bottom of his son's killing. His son's death. He's very quickly convinced that it's really not a suicide, that other people are responsible for it. And his purpose, and the story of this book, is how he uncovers the truth, the whole way he goes through it. Now, where does J.K. Cole come in? J.K. Cole is at the start of this book, he's working in the psych evaluation section of Regent's Park. Now, he's not actually in the Regent's Park building, he's across the street. And Ingrid Tierney picks him out and sends him with a message to Tom Bettany. Ingrid Tierney is first desk. Diana Taverner is second desk. Diana Taverner does not figure in this book at all. Jackson Lamb is mentioned, and he doesn't figure in the book at all. It's really Tom Bettany and Ingrid Tierney. Now, I'm not going to explain all the ins and outs of the plot. It's a standard Mick Herron plot. It's complicated, it's convoluted, it's really, really interesting. So no spoilers here. Tom Bettany ultimately, he ultimately figures out what's going on. And he's an interesting character. He never takes the obvious choice. He never takes the easiest route to go. He follows his own intuition, and it's all been honed by his years in Regent's Park. So what you've got in this book is a really very, very healthy dose of cynicism. You've got some really cold-blooded, over-the-top brutality that comes across really, really good, and it's just what a growing boy like me requires. Very good book, excellent. I think you're going to end up, if you read this book, and I think you're probably going to want to if you're a Slow Horses fan, I think you end up kind of impressed with Diana Taverner. I mean, she's not a player at all in this story, but you realize that down the line, Diana Taverner is going to beat Ingrid Tierney big time, and is going to become first desk. And when you realize how clever, ruthless, cold, Ingrid Tierney is, you say to yourself, Diana Taverner is some piece of work. Absolutely some piece of work. Anyway, I really enjoyed this book, Nobody Walks. Mick Herron, the backstory of J.K. Cole. Give it a try if you're a Slow Horses fan. See you next week.